Bum, 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 bum. Ugh, damn it, my camera decides to go kaboom. Deactivate. Activate again. There we go. Did I raise it up too much? I did. Oh yeah! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Asuka here, bringing to you the CBL for 2024. And I'm really excited to get back in the Commodore's seat. I mean, it's been a really long time since the CBL has... We've seen a CBL. I mean, last year early was probably the last time. No. Where's Paragon? Was it last year? Man, it feels like it was eons ago. No, last year was the HLL. So the last CBL was 2 years ago. Wow, I need to double check that. Was it really 2 years ago? I can just check my data recordings. My goodness, I will not believe if it was 2 years ago. House Legion League, oh, May 2023, and then CBL. Oh no, we had a CBL. Oh god, we had a CBL at the very start. At the very start. So, about 1.5 years ago then. But nevertheless, I'm really excited to be back commentating. So, just for you guys, just to note, I am going to be... Oh, I hope the viewing experience is okay. But anyway, I will be streaming the... KT versus FRN battle. So, who is SKT and FNR? We do have, actually, a team name list, which I've always been asking for. I seriously wanted a name list, but let's just go quickly on what matches are being played right now. So we have the SKT versus FNR and the TFA versus BOD. BOD, definitely a name we should all remember. I think TFN has... I've seen the acronym before, not sure if they're the same people. SKT seems familiar, but I don't believe it is. And FNR is definitely new, probably new. But get the actual names. So we have SKT, which stands for the Soymilk Kyogaugan? No, Kyogaugan. Soymilk. Kyogaugan team. Okay. Then we also have... Whoa, what the hell happened there? Game over. Instant win? That would be hilarious. We just gotta wait 3 minutes for the observer mode to open up, so that should open up soon. It says game over. It should be in-game, not game over. They don't need to fix that, probably. And we have FNR, which stands for Fenrir. I'm not sure if Fenrir? So TFA is Trouble-Freeing Army, and BOD is Bless of God. So those are the teams that are playing right now. Later on, we'll have... I know... Oh man, I don't have like everything just like up on thing, which I really should. So we have, later on we'll have TRT versus MKT, and then NMAD versus VNH, which VNH obviously it stands for the VN house. NMAD is Nomad, just missing out the O apparently. We have TRT, which stands for Zhenbei Liaodong. Wow, I don't even know how you got that acronym, TRT, from Zhenbei Liaodong. And MKT, which stands for Mookata. Mookata. Interesting names. But yes, we are back here commentating for the CBL, and I do hope we get to see an exciting match right now, as we are kicking in. Gotta apparently enter a password. Kind of knew this would happen, sort of. You know, you would think that that some of these guys would have tried out like some of these things, but let's see if my liaise responds in time. Oh man. Oh well. Looks like. I was really upset. Really upset when that happened. Why does this keep happening? Straight.
其实从他们以前的成员传下来的这个战术，就本来就不是要一波灌倒。
I don't know what to do. Hi, Mask Flamesy. I might actually just.
侵略性太明显了。
For now, I'm going to. I am going to steal... Oh! Never mind. I was about to just piggyback off of one of the other streamers. But we got in, luckily. And I definitely do hope we get in before like anything exciting happens. But then again, it is a siege. There is a little bit of faffing about. We also have replay bugs. Alrighty. Woo! I am forgetting keys. Oh man, how do I press escape? Hang it. Oh man, hang on, give me 2 seconds. I am I am forgetting everything for... Forgetting all the keys right now. Man, what was the detach button again? Z, that's right.
First blood.
We got the zoom out. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. And just double check. We have SKT versus Fenrir on Harbor City. So, yeah. Should have totally told you that at the beginning, but here we are. We do have Fenrir attacking first. See a lot of mortifiers already coming out. And it's kind of been a... how to say? A trend, to say the very least. I've definitely been seeing a lot of destroy the siege towers, keep the enemy off. Defenders are using a lot of their artilleries to destroy the siege towers. Not that 4 is a lot. Defenders only have 15 in total. They do have... Soymilk has 1 Fenrir, and they are using a very strange... Second there, I thought they were using something. Are they using a cannon? That's a interesting position for a cannon, but also a cannon? Maybe someone needs to tell me whether or not a cannon is actually better than a culverin. This tower will probably go down, and then it's going to take 2 more shots. Okay, 3 more shots. There does seem to be another. There does seem to be more than a cannon shooting this. Oh no! There we go. Down it goes. But I didn't see where the shot came from. Thought so. Still strange to see the cannon be built. Built another cannon. Bit awkward position though. But it is protected from the trebs. Trebs are normally very useful to destroy artillery on the wall. Though the attackers have used quite a few mortars. Not that I've seen any come to effect. How do I scroll through again? Dang it. Alrighty, it is a lot of hotkeys, and I'm trying to remember everything. Story remaining, see straight tab, show high statistics. But I can scroll through them manually. There's also that. Let's go with that. Really? I don't think there was any matches. There's another culverin. I saw the shot, but I don't know where it came from. Oh. Because I'm being silly. It's right here. I'm pretty sure there's a button to show you... where the artillery is. And it does look like they got a fancy spot for the Matelators. I don't even think trebs can even hit them. Not let alone anyone actually see them. That's gonna go down yet again. Fenrir is definitely not going to waste any more time trying to get the siege towers across. Does take about 1.5 minutes to push them, and about 30 seconds for them to respawn once destroyed. So, good luck. It is a single tower push coming up from Fenrir, and does look like Soymilk wants to contest the wall. Be a pretty difficult fight coming up a single siege tower. And I definitely do not want to go off a siege tower. SKT should play it slow, let the enemy slowly piecemeal it way up. Whoa! We're going through the front gate right now. Lancelot's at the front here, don't want to take the fight just yet. Bracing up, we have the phalanx units. Sunway are instantly braced, going straight in. We have the Zakilian militia throwing their balls right in. Good holding back right now, but slowly pushing forward. The SKT is kind of getting into a kill zone here. Left-hand side of SKT is... Whoa! Fenrir is getting cleaned up right now. Got hit in the back by the men-at-arms, and that push gets completely wiped. Although it does look like it was a sacrificial push. Did not realize that the push on the wall had a couple of guys coming straight down, though, trying to keep the pressure on. Fenrir does not look like they have the manpower to keep pushing, though the phalanx peels off to protect the front gate, watching out for those respawn. The Imperial Spear Guard are very tanky and surviving for a long time. Right now, this Maul is desperately trying to stay alive, but he does go down. Getting completely surrounded right now. The Iron Reapers do seem to be chopping straight through the men-at-arms. This could be really bad for SKT if there was a respawn that's just going straight through the gate. But the pressure does ease off. Massive respawn from SKT, pulling from that supply point. And... oh my god. What did I do? Press button. So I was surprised there. They did stop pushing. I guess they didn't take the A point, so they didn't spawn at the front gate. So they were taking a long time to kind of walk up through the gate. So Fenrir had to ease off their attack. Now, the bad thing here is Soymilk definitely going to be on the up and up side. That was basically a kind of like a sacrifice push from Fenrir. Though it's actually not terrible right now for Fenrir. They still have quite a bit of reserves, and the only thing they're losing out on is realistically the tier 2 and the tier 3, which don't particularly matter too much. The tier 3 could contest some of the tier 4s, but I wouldn't put it past the defenders to just outlast the attackers with the remaining time right now. Hi Z1, I don't know who Team Tiger is, sorry. Hi Rice, thanks for filling us in. So Soymilk is Tiger. Though I'm not sure what reference Tiger is. So if you could fill me in on that, that'd be great. So Fenrir is moving across the wall, going for the classic left side push. We do have a secondary contingent, though, on the far side. So I'm going to flip the camera around, just going to be super confusing as left and right gets confused. Soymilk does not contest. Going to let this supply point go for free. But could be another... oh my good. Could be another feint, in fact. Going to take both supply point as Soymilk gets caught in the middle right now. Soymilk needs to make a decisive decision. Gonna have to go for a fight. Starting off strong with Imperial Pike March, we do have a split push right now up the wall and on the ground. We got the Zycilian Militia doing work. Fenrir's winning the fight on the ground and winning the fight on the stairs. Pushing down are the Iron Reapers, but finally reinforcements from the backline comes in with massive charges in the rear. Phalanx barely holding on. SKT is SKT got their own cavalry through. Does look like the supply point is still locked up. This is the kind of strategy I like to see. SKT is on the run, probably going to have to fall back as more reinforcements push their way through. Iron Reapers, although the heroes from the attackers are dying. We only have 6 of them left, I just realized. They probably could keep the supply point occupied. And again with that, that's not what I want to happen. Keeping the point occupied. The defenders rush forward to defend B. Very unfortunate here. Phalanx easily manhandles the remainder of a Lancelot and an Iron Reaper. Kind of like a desperate defense right now. Phalanx pushing forward, but not the smartest move, as Phalanx needs to keep that range. Being on the front line leaves them extraordinarily vulnerable, but Halberdiers do shore up the line. We have Demez Spearmen and the Zycilian Militia for Soymilk to definitely turn the tide. Right now, we just have units just funneling in from both sides. Does look like Soymilk has the advantage, and they continue to push through with the Zycilian Militia definitely doing most of the work. The rear line kind of gets distracted, but it will still hold strong. Fenrir is just super desperate, just trying to just force their way through by shoving in as many units as possible. But with that Zycilian Militia definitely giving the defenders the edge, I don't think they're going to be able to pull this off. It's only got a little bit of cat left, but it is majority blue right now in the center of Hidden City.
Together we stand.
Oh, getting stopped in its tracks are the Zhuangjia Heavy Cavalry. Heroes from Fenrir are just fighting it out as the final seconds clock through. What amazing attack from Fenrir. Honestly, I loved the distraction. Absolutely loved the split pushing. And not only that, the Fenrir's did well. I didn't see the hero kills though. Many hero kills. So Fenrir's, I love your strategy. I love how you pulled that off. A lot of pressure on for Soymilk to force them into a decision and push them towards fighting you where you want them to. It was good that you were able to turn the tide, you were able to win the side, and how fast the swapping was. That cavalry came in at the perfect moment to realistically have the biggest impact. The unfortunate thing here is that because the hero kept dying, it wasn't as good. Obviously, the first push was quite bad as well. Mostly a distraction to get them off the wall, but you lost heroes committing units that you didn't need to and trying to force the fight. I think it would be difficult for me to say that if you had more time, You could have probably played it slower, but because you didn't, I can't really say whether or not I can't really say if one team's better than the other. It's just the time constraint from Fenrir's was really awful, to forcing them to kind of do that last push. CTE Haven plus some CNC members plus Legless. Oh, really? Soymilk has the remainder of the Crusader members plus Legless. Tiger Team was CTE AAA before. I don't remember who AAA was, but I think CTE. I think I remember. Not that I remember individual players though. Not to mention, there's only probably like 20 players per team. Keeping an eye out on those most support points. Playing the Interestingly enough, the support point coming out massive for the top. I don't know. I mean, what unit do you have to use to get that many support points? I want to use that unit. Yes, you can use the current runes for this CBL, which is interesting. Not normal. It's not a normal thing. It's a new thing. Um, we also have upgraded gear, so we now have legendary versions. So base wise, it's just a legendary quality, no extra attributes, of course, of the blue schematics for obviously light, medium, and heavy, and it's also a legendary version of the epic weapons, no extra attributes. So base wise, they are at a high standard. It's a little bit higher than it was before. We used to have it used to be a bit lower quality, mostly from the fact that like it was a special, some kind of like some kind of special. And of course we got the legendary armor crates. So you get something like this. I do think that the one who benefits the most from this upgrade, especially for set bonuses and stuff, is heavy armor. In terms of like raw stats, the additions of the 120 armor is probably more effective than. Oh, actually no. The medium armor gives 10 attributes in all basic properties, which does tend to equal out the 120 extra armor. But because of how armor scales exponentially, the more you have of it, the more effective it becomes. It generally gets difficult to gauge whether or not armor is just armor just gets better the more you have of it, but in direct comparison like this, it's a bit difficult to say whether or not the 150 is lower than the 10 in every attribute. But yeah, we have access to runes, which is the first. Do I like this? I don't know. People are not going to like this mainly because you got this rune, which is just like, oh, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. Everyone complains about this, but I think it's not that OP, or like it's frustrating. That's what it is. It's not particularly strong. Triggers once every 180 seconds. If you play like I do, that 1 second is not going to let you live because I don't run. If you run a lot, sure, this is going to save you that one time someone actually gets you, or it's going to save you from that one time someone catches you out of position. I just think that these safety net runes don't particularly change a lot, especially when you're in a bad situation. This will more or less barely let you survive in a kind of free-flowing situation where there are more important things than killing you. Because if in most skirmishing situations you're dead, like there are definitely people who are like, oh, there's a low health hero, let me just shoot him. The rune that I think is kind of probably changes the most out of the gameplay is the running one, running while bandaged. I never run it because I hate it. I hate it because like just heal, go back into battle. I don't heal while running away. I just fight, and I just fight some more. But that's just me as well. This is actually a very strong. This is actually a very strong rune, and basically everyone should use it. They also buffed it as well because it used to be 15 seconds increase. Now it is only 10 seconds increase. Personally, it would be fine. I would be fine with them being adding this if bandaging had a slow, first of all, or it removed the ability to sprint. Sprinting with this is the most annoying part because it makes it difficult to gauge whether or not they're going fast or going slow. And obviously, when they're sprinting away, they're as fast as you. So, in on foot contest, you will never catch them. It's just a fact because of how heroes are. We don't have very many catch tools to keep the pressure on the enemy, and the catch tools that we do have are on only a very select few heroes or classes. Jewel Blade in particular is a very good one because most of their melee skills have huge range in terms of like dashing towards the enemy or just, well, yeah, dashing towards the enemy and all. Not that I've seen any skirmish play come out so far, but that was just the first match. We'll be heading on to the second match, this time with Fenrir defending and SKT attacking. Now, Fenrir's definitely love the splitting, so we're going to see probably a very interesting defense where they don't bowl up, and I'm probably gonna expect Soymilk to kind of bowl up a bit, force the fight, win the fight, if they can hold on to all of their sides. Otherwise, if they steamroll right through Fenrir, that could be a thing. So it's going to be a very contested. It's going to be a contest of if Fenrir can keep Soymilk in position for their their flanking forces to strike, or whether or not they can get their, or whether or not Soymilk can just blow right through the defenders. So we're just waiting for that 3-minute tick down to go through. Haven't really talked much about the unit selections so far. It does look like we got mainly the classics, or kind of not classics, but like we got mainly meta line units coming out. Iron Reapers, Zhenbei, halberdiers, halberdier sergeants, the Wu Wei's up and down. Very surprised at the number of. I'm very surprised at the. Oh, okay, that's that did not work apparently. Let me in! Let me in! Yeah, looks like it. Bum, 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 bum. Alrighty. I'm going to see if my fellow streamers are in. If they are, great. I'm going to be stealing your... Oh, he can't get in either right now. That's annoying. Hmm? Oh, no, off. Yep. Great. Oh, did he get in? And I didn't? Let me in. Let me in. Probably replying to everyone now. Man. Legendary skins. Huzzah! Is everyone else having this issue? My goodness. Oh, cool. Yay! It's so great. The pick rate for units has skyrocketed. Ah! For serfs! For spear militia is trash, by the way. Even with masteries, they're pretty much garbage units. I wouldn't take them, by the way. Even as a filler unit, even with mastery, they're not great. Oh man, what did we just come into? Straight away, we can see that we're already on to the second phase. So we missed out the entirety of the first phase, but by the looks of it, I don't think there was any battle. Don't think there was any battle for the first part. So Fenrir gives up the wall, doesn't contest, and we have mortars. Interestingly enough, also culverins back to back. Whether or not they're it would be interesting to think that those culverins were probably placed by Fenrins themselves. Though, no, take that back. They've only used one, and right now, Soymilk has used 16 mortars right now. They gave it their shot, though. This left-hand siege tower is highly damaged, but they still managed to get up on the wall. We've got some counter-mortar fires also from the defenders. Just one right now. Not that they've shot it, but I think it's because they didn't position it correctly. Still takes it out, just in case it becomes a menace later on. They don't defend stairs because it's very easy to just have mortars or how to put it, anything just shoot down. You also got like classic positions on here on either side just shooting down range. Oh, I mean like this ballista, even in this ballista here shooting this street, very classic position. The only other one is having a ballista here, though I don't believe they have someone with a ballista prepared to shoot over here. You could have this entire wall just realistically just surround the defenders and just kind of push them out with just artillery. The fact that Fenrir is stuck around, I'm not sure how many exactly they've lost. But we're hitting the ground now. Fenrir does look like they're rearing up. We have some flankers coming up from the wall. Whoa! Where are those ballistas coming from? Upstairs. I heard them. I didn't see where the shots come from, though. Nice shot! That's very upsetting. Before battle even engages, you lose one of your heroes. SKT takes an aggressive approach. We also have Shenji in the mix. Grenade is very powerful, opening up. The push has begun. SKT does a massive push straight into Fenrir's lines. Does look like it's breaking down fairly quickly. Iron Reapers took a lot of damage though. Shenji and Zaikili Militia absolutely doing most of the work there. We have some cavalry coming out. Companion cavalry. I definitely do think companion cavalry are a little bit more reliable when it comes to cavalry picks right now. We have also Fenrir's in the back with the Wu Wei. though, did trade, or at least match up against another Wu
Walk
Wei.
in the park.
Unfortunate thing about the companion cavalry, they do struggle to kind of just run down heroes sometimes. B point gets taken. SKT pushing up on the left-hand side by the looks of it. Keeping together, keeping strong. Fenrir is definitely the master of split pushing right now. Or splitting up. Unfortunately, in that battle, they lost too heavily on the main side. Looking at the unit difference, it's tragic. Over 300 units killed in a trade of only around about 100, probably 180 units. Almost double, probably over double. Ah, yeah. There's no pick ban, and the interesting change here is that it's a I think it's a double map ban followed by a map pick by whoever rolled the highest. And the interesting thing here is that they will play the same map twice, basically. So instead of both choosing a map to attack. Interesting start. Trying to surround that unit in the middle, but gets flanked again by the Phalanx. Phalanx has a nice cushion with the left-hand side. Just, whoa, we have Zwanji Heavy Cavalry just eat through that back, but gets caught on some Phalanx. Phalanx has definitely got that nice cushion. The Wu Wei making it easy for them to just keep units away. Fenrir takes another hard L as over 400 units get taken out. Though it was a little bit better because Fenrir did take off quite a few units. Doesn't look great for Fenrir. I mean, with 7 minutes left to go, only 540 units, 2 battles already hard fought. Fenrir probably does not have very many good units going to come out. It's kind of been a steamroll from the get-go. Once coming down from the wall, SKT just has not stopped winning as they just roll over Fenris all the way to the final point. Oh, it can't be that bad. That was quite a quick battle, I would say. I think this duration is wrong because I don't even think it was been 10 minutes. Now, I definitely do think that Fenris was just not ready to defend against the SKT, and it definitely felt like they wanted to be the aggressor. Though they did very good at holding. The Zykeeli Militia and the Shenji combo definitely won the fight for SKT at the very start. I think there were a couple of problems with the push into kind of like the deep Phalanx, and it's really great seeing Phalanx out. Phalanx are weak. Let me also contribute to this idea. Phalanx are weak, but there are caveats to this. They're only weak when you leave them in brace. That is their weakest state they will ever see. They're actually slightly stronger. Well, not slightly stronger. They're about equal if you leave them on attack mode. But in brace, if you leave them in brace, they're inferior to kind of other brace units. Medals would do just as good as them. Without the daze component, Medals will, as raw damage component, will do slightly more damage, most units will do more damage. The only caveat here is the extra range, and it's hard to make this clear, but the Phalanx has so much going for it. So much going for it that people who use it can easily make up for their shortcomings. Only problem is that it's a very micro-intensive kind of thing. You have to keep your Phalanx at a distance. One of the most important things is control. Control the engagement distance, and you win. Phalanx can move backwards and forwards, so wherever the battle line shifts, you can move the Phalanx up to engage, or you can move it back as you lose. And this is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful tool anyone has, kind of like, any unit can have. Like, it's so amazing how much utility it grants the Phalanx. Now, the second thing that makes them incredibly powerful is the turn rate. This is old Fortebraccio level turn rate. They're turning so fast that within a second they can flip around. And it's frankly like, did my visual just cock it? My stream froze. My stream froze. That's hilarious. My stream froze. Oh, no, wait. No, it didn't. Whoopsie daisy. My camera stopped working. I don't know why my camera stopped working. I thought my stream froze for a second because my camera stopped working. What was I saying? Suddenly Phalanx can flip around in a second. In less than a second. That means that they're impossible to flank. They're, like, Phalanx are technically, literally impossible to flank. You have to have a unit distract them. That's one thing. And even if you come up behind them, you need to hit them fast. Like, you need to be fast. Like, super fast. An Iron Reaper charging would not hit them fast enough before they can turn around. That's how slow Iron Reapers are, by the way. Companion Cavalry. So, those two major things for the Phalanx gives them incredible utility and a much lower risk. So, it's hard to gauge where like how strong utility is. As a general performance marker, Phalanx are not that great. Most of the damage is being made up by Ares Flurry, which is, again, a very strong ability. There are stronger abilities in the game. The only main benefit is the longer range and the fact that they don't have a dead zone. Meaning you could point blank use Ares Flurry and it will just shatter whatever's in front of it. If you just use them as a brace unit, they're not that great. Against cavalry, they're amazing, but the extra utility for the Phalanx does make up for a lot of its shortcomings. It just takes a lot more control to get them to reach performance levels that other units can do easily. And I mean, like, it's just like some abilities are just way stronger. Like Ares Flurry just makes up for the damage, but you need to kind of get that ebb and flow of the battle. You need to hit them with the Ares Flurry, let them slowly push up into you and hit them back kind of way. Where a lot of units are just like push, kill. Oh no, I'm out of an ability, run away. So you get like an up and down performance from the Phalanx. You definitely get some high times, you definitely get some low times. So what you want are units who are just strong all the time and kind of make up for the low times or you balance out highs and lows with two phalanxes by one using their ability, one using their ability, so you kind of cover. I would love to if they would let me. But what was I saying? Thanks also for bringing that up. I'll ask them if it's okay. The next set of battles are not scheduled until 9:30. So it would be it would be really annoying if I don't get to watch this battle. And I don't think I could talk for a whole hour from here. So, Bocce, thanks. I'll see what I can do. I'll see what they'll let me do anyway. But I want to kind of bring it back to conversation on the phalanx and the new units, of course. Like, to be honest, this is really surprising that the new units kind of hit the CBL. Which team is your favorite? I mean, we just watched Soymilk just demolish Fenrir on their attacks. So, are we talking about BOD versus TFA? So we got Bless of God and the something free army. The trouble-freeing army. What's your favorite, by the way? I only remember BOD. I thought BOD was quite a good team. They're interesting. Is one of the other things. So, Mass Claim Z. The Companion Cavalry, I didn't want buff. I definitely think that the Companion Cavalry didn't need a direct buff of like what they received. The 10% increase on the aura thing. The aura thing is crazy strong, by the way. That basically doubles their damage. Adding an extra 10%, I mean, they were already hitting like 10k. Now they're probably hitting like 11k. 1,000 damage, by the way. I mean, 11,000 damage. And they also buffed the Storm Pound. So I didn't really realize or how much Storm Pound was increased, but it wasn't even that much by the looks of it. I have no idea. I left the game 1 year ago. I have no idea. The BPJT is not in the list of teams. I mean, out of the wildcard teams, YYY is here, which is surprising. VN House is completely surprising. I swear, VN House, like, I could have sworn VN House disappeared, like, at least twice. Like, didn't that literally just break up twice? Nomads is kind of new. I think it's an alliance-based one that does mostly TW. I don't think they've played that many CBLs, if not at least one. I remember at least one Mad. There was one time, there was a team, I think, was supposed to be Nomad, and it just had Mad as their acronym or something. I like the companion cavalries, by the way. I really do. And of course, I think a lot of people like the phalanx. Though, how they ended up can be a little bit iffy. A lot of people would like them to be tankier. But one thing, if you make them any tankier, they'll be impossible to kill. If I think damage, the only thing I would increase is their brace damage. And it wouldn't actually change that much because most of the time you're either stun locking the enemy into oblivion, or you use Ares Flurry, which basically just murders the heck out of most things. Making them tankier just, again, makes them more difficult to kill, giving them more time to use their other skills, get them... Again, like, I don't like how fast they also walk backwards. Them walking backwards is basically as fast as an Imperial Pike can walk. So, if you have an Imperial Pike advance on them, they will never take damage as they're walking backwards. Well, they might take a little bit of damage, but the shield will mostly protect them. And it's just really annoying that that happens. Like, you'd think that the Imperial Pike Walk would be fast enough to catch the phalanx, but it's not. And just basic AI, how it works, just moving backwards very slightly, it makes most AI not able to attack you at all. And at the current speed, you would need running attacks or charge attacks to be able to hit a phalanx that is walking backwards. Otherwise, you're just right on top of them anyway. I've had issues with Iron Reapers not being able to hit because the phalanx has just been walking backwards, and Iron Reapers are so slow that they're walking towards the phalanx, they'll never hit the phalanx. The only unit that's reliably just kind of hit the phalanx even while they're walking backwards is something as fast as Lancelot's, but they get stunned like a lot. Oh, man, this is going to be one of the more annoying ones. Did everyone watch the... We got one guy probably keeping up with the TFA versus BOD battle right now, and I hope he gets in, otherwise it's going to be really annoying. So, worst comes to worst, I'm just going to piggyback off of one of the other streamers. Otherwise, it'd be great if I could watch in-game. The problem with a lot of the field battles is just there's not enough cameramans. Like, as a single person, I can only watch one fight at a time. And zooming out just to see nothing is also really irritating, because when you're too far away. Yeah. No, they don't have a team like the CB rivals. Most of CB rivals are volunteers, basically. I think it's mostly volunteers. And CB Rivals has grown as an organization from, yeah. So it's just basically that. I think they just haven't the manpower to host all of these things. So a lot of the back end stuff, like organizing the teams, getting the teams to work, to like do all of the steps that they've incorporated, it's already kind of taxing. And I mean, like, we're waiting for passwords from the coordinator. Gotta see if this password works. Probably not. Yeah, wrong password. I would definitely love a more professional settings, and I definitely think that it would be better if they could have, how to say, a bit better organization. Alright, I'm gonna go piggyback off of someone right now. If I don't get it, if I don't get my own thing. Oh, just really quick. So I'm watching. Oh man. What? Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. There we go. Oh, what the hell? I paused it. There we go. Why does that keep happening? I hate that. I really don't like that. I have 3 screens, and I'm trying to get things up on different screens. But yeah. Anyway. Oh, man. That's what I was doing. So, I am watching Taeyang right now. We are a bit late into the field battle right now. I hope this is the highest quality. I don't feel like it is. It is source quality, interestingly enough. I'm not sure which side is which, but I think BOD right now is the red side, and TFA is the blue side. A ballista straight onto the Zwanji heavy cavalry, but they survived the shot, which is the surprising thing. Or did they die? I could not tell. I could not tell with that shot. So this does happen quite often, is when it comes down to a field battle, most of the time it does come down to who owns B. So you got a lot of arty being used, kind of in the skirmishing phase, where they test the water from either side. Interestingly enough, even with the B cap, BOD keeps some units in reserve and don't push them up, so them staying around the point makes me feel like they don't really care if B gets capped. Of course, you gotta watch out for sneaky dual blades coming in from the rear here. Looks like I can view it on my own here. So TFA goes straight in for the B point, does take it easily. I mean, BOD was not defending it. So this is probably the position that BOD wants to be in? And sorry, I should have flipped that before pausing that one. So I did manage to get in, thankfully. Thank you, Spartan.
Ну, жалко, что рандомов тут нету. О, он сам решил драться.
How do I... Nope.
一
Alright.
举两克，在此行矣。
Alrighty, let's take a look at a couple of things. Definitely see a lot of phalanxes. Classically, it's would be the best pick. Honestly, on a field map like this, phalanxes performance against both infantry and cavalry is just unmatched. As kind of just like a broad utility-based thing, they really are difficult to flank, which makes them one of, if not the most annoying units to deal with. Whoa! That short sword's barely surviving getting caught here, but sacrifice of their spear here. My goodness. Kicking off a battle after losing a spear. And as you can see, phalanx inside the halberdiers does wreck the palace guards here. A bit early on the wing to start charge, as they haven't pushed all the way through. Being a bit aggressive here as the Zykielo militia is burning them up. And I wish that did not happen. Iron Reapers pushing through this little corner here. But the phalanx holds, and it does look like the halberdiers probably did a lot of work as well. Just the sheer number of phalanxes here on the front makes it very difficult for just a piecemeal amount of forces to push through. Surprisingly, BOD takes heavy losses as they try to clean up. One of the things that people tend to forget is just how terrible it is to actually push into a brace formation. TFA holds the B point right now. Does look like waiting for BOD to respawn in. We've got a couple of respawners there on the A point for TFA. surprisingly not terrible in terms of numbers. I think in terms of high tier units, that is, I think it is even considering to the tier 4 and the tier 5. I really didn't see the complete lineup for either side, so it's difficult to say how much cavalry they have available. I think cavalry will be important. On a field battle like this, what you probably want to avoid is dense death ball. You want to minimize your density and spread out. Especially for really strong units, Iron Reapers would be very vulnerable on an open map. Though they do bring up the Palace Guards, which have been an interesting shield unit. Ooh, surprised there, no advance. Switching over to the... Yep, as you can see there, the Brace dealing very little damage. In fact, I don't even think it killed any of the Demez Pikemen. Oh, there's a couple of Demez Pikemen coming out now. Cavalry just gunning through it here. We do have fights on multiple sides. Lancelot survives one of the push. But here on the front line, here at the B point, we got pushes coming in every direction. Oh, sweeping right through the center there. Just sweeping right in front of the phalanx. BOD takes the second fight at the B point super heavily as TFA gets swept up in a multitude of cavalry charge from different directions. A substantial push from an aggressive push from BOD as they do not wait. Looked like there was a staring contest between the short sword and the long sword at one point. This could be a triple cap, which is not good. I think they're wondering whether or not which side they need to spawn on. BOD just need to keep the pressure up. They don't technically need to. They don't need to do this. But realistically, even if they fail at taking the A point, I do not believe TFA has the ability. Whoa. So TFA goes all in on spawning at the base point. Didn't even realize that they were just going to get triple cap. This is realistically a no-win situation. Not only would you need to flip one of the points, you would also need to gain back the lost points. So we're clocking down the percentage. It's going to be probably around about a minute until we clock out. TFA does look like they're kind of getting split up. This is where cavalry is king. Have a couple of key infantry units to hold the line. Cavalry making a mess of the enemy team as the disorder becomes completely untenable. Cavalry just sweeping up that backline. Though the charge was not as impressive as I thought it would be. Though they probably ran out of steam as they got there. A couple of the members from the TFA are retreating as a couple of them fight out for the very last. It is disappointing. Whoa, what happened there? Destroyed 2 artilleries. Didn't die either. I guess he was just sitting in the back. So that was, well, that was the final battle between BOD and TFA, which ended up with BOD quite quite dominantly finishing off TFA with a triple cap. The the first battle was quite even. The second battle, definitely not even. And it also shows you how quickly field battles can deteriorate, especially when you have tools to easily win a battle. And don't get me wrong, I hate cavalry. I hate how powerful cavalry is, but never underestimate a single cavalry charge, as it could quite easily destroy your entire line. And as we can see, Phalanx does amazing against cavalry. But one cavalry to the rear of a Phalanx that is looking the other direction, that Phalanx is going to die. And this was a side charge, by the way, and the Zhuangzi Heavy Cavalry just ate right through one of the phalanxes, kind of just ended up in front of the last one. I don't think any of them died. The brace is fairly non-damaging when the units aren't charging directly at them. But in all regards, it is very impressive how BOD kind of use their cavalry to really mess up the units on the flank. When you're on the field battle, I think a lot of teams don't have very much experience on the field battle, and this goes to show, as a lot of the setups is very vulnerable to more flexible setups. You want to have your polearm units because just generally they are good against cavalry, but you have to be flexible, so you need units that are fast, and you also have to deal with the polearm units eventually, so you can't use cavalry, so you gotta use something else. The usage of the Lancelots and the shield units, you need to not have them flanking, by the way. They need to be the ones in. The units you want to have as your main line is polearm units. The units you want to have on your flanks, polearm units. You want your flanks realistically covered by cavalry. And again, it's kind of just how it happens. Because TFA doesn't have cavalry on the flanks, BOD just instantly gained an edge by defeating whatever was on the flanks, which was mostly infantry, I believe, and just swung around and smashed through the main center line. It's difficult to kind of get team compositions to work right, and that's fine. It's all part of planning. And I definitely do like to see good setups. I don't know why some of these matches keep phasing in and out of existence. Like, they're there for a second, and then they're, like, not any there one. How many? How many of the CM? Wait, didn't we just hear that SKT was some of the remaining Crusader members? Or are you talking about SKT, who is part of Tiger? Yeah, this is... I don't want to get this wrong, but it's confusing. Confusing how we follow these things. So we have Haven plus CNC members plus Legolas. Legolas is the leader of the CNC team, or at least that's what we were told in the last time CBL was on. Alrighty. Well, there'll be about half an hour before the next match begins. Definitely do think. I'll take a short break as well. Not sure what I'm gonna do. But yeah, be right back. Did you like just put that at the front just because? Sev Delisi. Oh no, wrong one. And I press it again. Did I not pin that? Oh, whoopsie daisy. I did not pin that correctly. Pin this message manually. There we go. Man, I always get super scared. Like, imagine if I accidentally just deleted my character. My main character, by the way. I always get terrified. I would just be like, oh, I invested so much into this. But at the same time, I'm just like, I wouldn't mind a refresh. Being at the end of the grind wheel is annoying because it's just like, oh, what's next to grind? But at the same time, it's just like, no one should ever do this much grinding. But it's just like, grinding's so much fun. Why don't you just grind more often? Just grind, grind, grind. Grind is like 90% of the game. Yeah, of course it's 90% of the game because you spend 90% of the game just grinding out units. And everything and stuff. The absolute madness of things is just that, like, we hate grind, but we love it at the same time. Alrighty. Sorry about that. I should have got water before going back. But yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the CBL 2024. We have the APC group stage day 1 second match. Well, I'm gonna go with second match. We will be watching TRT versus MKT. We also have a different streamer doing the Nomads versus VN House. Just give me 2 seconds. So if you want to go watch the Nomads versus VN House, I'll give you the thing in shortly. I will try my best, Ichika. So, what I'll try to be doing is, when the battle starts, I will hide my camera and stuff. And I'll also be trying to have the usage of the end button. It's just a universal button that you use just to hide the UI. This makes for really cool cinematic moments as well. We don't have any clutter. Getting rid of this especially would be amazing. The only problem is that, like, it kind of removes a little bit of information that would somewhat make things interesting. I think one of the main ones is the health. But regardless, I'm gonna see if I can get some really cool shots. I am the commentator and cameraman, so I'm going to be doing 2 things at once. So sometimes if I don't say anything, it's mostly because I'm trying to think where I'm shifting the camera, but I'll try to keep you guys entertained as we watch the battle between TRT versus MKT. It is going to be on Hailang Fjord, interestingly enough. So Hailang Fjord is the Viking map, or the one that was introduced during the Northman season, which was season 6 for those of you that come from Frontier, and season 7 if those of you that come from my game. Though I'm just going to refer to it as the Northman seasons, otherwise Wolves of Ragnarok. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's make a prediction. Alrighty. Let's see. You guys got 30 minutes, so by the end of the first match, I mean, I'm giving you until the end of the first match, so the prediction. MKT. Is that you, Flamesy? All in pink. What makes you choose MKT or Mookata? Mookata? I'm trying to get used to the names here. It's great that we got some names. Yeah, Mookata. And not the Zhenbei Liaodong. I don't know if it was good or bad. Ah, okay. I have no idea their name rings. I think I'm biased. I see. Wait, how are you biased? Tell us your secrets. We have 1,000 points for TRT. So, why don't you tell us about your house, man? Since you're here to watch them anyway. I don't have the luxury to always have people in the know. It's very difficult for, well, I find myself not looking for information about a lot of the houses when I can simply have a little bit of a talk. Well, I wish. Who's good? I have no idea. Honestly, I've not seen either of these teams realistically since it's been about a year since I've seen the last CBL. I haven't expectated any scrims. Obviously, it's not... Whoa, okay, what happened there? Did the battle just end? That was one of the weirdest...
Legend has it there's this...
Was there a remake? So fast. Nice win. I'm so confused. I didn't even get to see anything? BOD, SKT. My bet. Okay, so the 3 best teams. Okay. 4 best teams that I think are strong. That are strong. I think it's... Oh man, I can't remember. It's either YYY or Doc. GNG, BOD, and SKT. Those are pretty much some of the stronger ones. I don't know what's happening right now, but the battle between TRT and MKT literally just ended. Just straight up ended just now. So I'm very confused. Ruffles, you only missed everything. Nah, jokes. I don't know what happened just now. We are watching the TRT versus MKT, and it looks like TRT won that battle. So Ruffles, you've only missed the first set of matches, which actually I don't know what the sorry, I do know what the results are. So we've only had so we've only had 4 teams fight off, only 2 matches with SKT versus FNR, which SKT won, and then you have TFA versus BOD, which BOD won on the field battle, which is cool. TLDR shit. Thanks, Mask. I didn't actually get to see the map for BOD versus TFA. But really? Was it Daiso Fort? Daiso Fort is interesting. I've not gone seen Daiso Fort. Ruffles, I only managed to watch the SKT match and the field battle of BOD. So you're gonna have to watch the BOD on a from a different streamer. I think I'm going to try to watch the TRT versus MKT battle, but I have no idea what just happened. It was blindingly fast. Are they forfeiting? I have no idea what's happening. Normally a forfeit would be... It's not unusual. There has been forfeits before, but it's just like... It's a 30v30. I mean, 15v15, so it's not like they're down a player. I like how all the legendary weapons and stuff has, like, these things constantly going off. Just standing still. I wish we would have just kept notified what the heck happened. Hard to get up to speed when you don't have main coordinator. In the meantime, let's go spectate. Let's go spectate a little bit of is that not it? Let's go spectate a little bit of Nomad versus VN House on Correct Castle, apparently. Interestingly enough, some strange veterancy coming out from the ISG. Treb hits the back. Only one good one went in, but I'm not sure if it hit anything. Iron Reaper's at the front, just munching right through the men-at-arms. Shenji a bit late for Nomads. Whoa! VN House pulls off their attack. Surprising. They're pulling out now. Keeping those Iron Reapers in reserve. Iron Reapers is a very powerful tool. Very great. Ugh. Death trapped by... The Lancelot is getting death trapped like that. I really don't like it. Getting stuck. VN House going straight back in with the Iron Reapers. I'm expecting more Iron Reapers to be chosen when they're going for an infantry fight like this. They can definitely just bulldoze their way through. You need heavy damage to kind of push them out. And it does look like VN House is successfully defended. I don't think Nomads is in a bad position. I have friends there. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. TLDR? I don't even think there's a TLDR. There is a TLDR. What's their name? The Last Dance Reel? I've not seen TLDR before. I only think GNG, SKT, BOD... Oh, no, wait. Yeah. GNG, SKT, BOD, and maybe YYY. I'm conflicted on whether or not YYY and... another team? I'm conflicted on YYY. I can't remember their performance. I think they did well. But oh yeah, that's right. I don't know who is stronger between Doc or YYY. Yeah, I'm trying to get in the thing. I was using the wrong password. Oh, alrighty. Let me just switch this back real quick. So, sorry if you guys want to continue watching Nomads versus VN House. There are quite a few there's quite a few streamers. So, anyway, well, I think there's only 2 streamers realistically. Anyway, looks like we got MKT versus TRT. MKT has gone on the attacking side, heavy onto the A side right now. Does look like we got quite a few filler units, couple of cavalry coming out. More or less we've got more infantry focused units coming out from TRT. And a lot more pike-based units coming out from MKT. MKT would probably want to play it slow, bleed out some of the mainline brawler units. Those are the Lancelots, probably a couple of the shields. Definitely want to kind of knock out those Iron Reapers early. And... excellent. Just what I wanted. Flipping all the way around. Alrighty. Oof, that hurts my eyes a bit. Starting straight off with a bit of mortaring from both sides. It does hurt the eyes, apparently, when I turn off all of the UI. The Mace Sergeants are probably used as filler, but with their masteries, they're actually quite terrifying indeed. Oh, that poor Iron Reaper just getting hit. Do note that Siege uses a different damage type, which most of the time it does, damage resistance does not protect units from their damage. So Iron Reapers take the full amount when they're getting hit. Good shots coming out, raining down onto these Iron Reapers. Definitely kind of want to keep these Iron Reapers on the wall, which are good position, by the way. The wall is definitely not something you want to give up straight away, if you can help it. And it could be a very strategic advantage. There is very classic for grape shots to be built on top of the gatehouse. Does look like MKT going straight through towards A point right now. We got Metallators shooting. Oh man. Going in for a bit of a pocket. Bunched up heavily here. And as you can see, the grape shots came out like crazy. We got 4 grape shots shooting down towards this unit. A big Shenji hit. Where was those Shenjis? Up on the wall. Does look like the wall also streaming through. We also have the Zycilian Militia throwing their bolts. That left side of the wall has been taken. Does look like a Lancelot is fighting up there, but we have a big fight coming on to the ground here. Starting off strong for TRT. Easily cleans up the entire... Whoa! Unbracing the Phalanx at the worst time as the... as the Zwanji Heavy Cavalry just rocks on through. But does eliminates them fairly easily. Does look like MKT is not going down without a fight. He does try to tag. Oh, heroes finally go down apparently. Ooh, terrible start here. Iron Reaper's getting clocked into the back there. But an Iron Reaper fight, and we have the Lancelot right onto the Phalanx here. But moving back just slightly allows the Phalanx to daze out the Lancelots. Zwanji Heavy Cavalry sweeps off the rest. We have the Madao sitting at the back there, kind of holding back. Did look like the short sword went in for a snipe onto the onto the Balconetic gunners there. Greyhound's Madao still wanted to fight here. Again, trying to flank this Phalanx is kind of impossible. You need a good distraction, and you see getting a couple of tags here kind of hurts. Lancelot's going straight in. Not being controlled very well. Should have backed off. Gets completely flanked and eliminated. We do see push towards the A point being very strong as the defenders do try to reform their lines. But the attackers switch from one side to the other. Does look like the hero tried to be sneaky here. Got Zycilian Militia in the back. Flamers from the defenders. Not in range though at the front line, but we have Zycilian Militia as well throwing very far. This Treb, 1 hit, 2 hits, and the Zycilian and the Heavy Lance, the Zanji heavy cavalry just roars on through, but gets caught onto the halberdiers. Cavalry in the back and from the front does get taken out quite easily. A point is captured. MKT pushes on forwards, eliminating the defense force right now. Does look like we have a mole straggler with the ISGs here. Does he get away? Or not? He probably died already. A lot of the heroes died, in fact.
Child's play. Child's play.
MKT holds a good advantage. Is it insurmountable? I would say no. A lot of tier 4, tier 5s for the attacking team, but not impossible to deal with. TRT probably could bleed them out with just the sheer amount of lower tier units that they have available. But it is still a very hard task. The unit advantage is clear. MKT still has a good lineup. TRT is just a makeshift at this point. Probably some key units that would necessarily be important are the Zykeeli Militia. We'll have to see if the human or the Mace Sergeants kind of wins us the day here. This could be bad. One hero at a time getting caught out constantly. Oh, like Zykeeli Militia up on, takes out the. Oh my god! Okay, it's very rare, but we just watched the Zykeeli Militia from MKT just explode. Nonetheless, MKT just rolls on through the defending team. The humans do a massive charge, taking out the Palace Guards, but surprisingly get stopped on the Demez Spearmen. It does look like a hard fight. TRT is not exactly losing. Well, now they are. Iron Reapers are in the mix. It did look like the shields were just not doing very much work, and most of the work was done by the Iron Reapers there. But yes, it does look like it's just going to be a rush for the finish as MKT just hunts down the remaining units and heroes from TRT.
A walk in the park.
There is a 3-minute delay, but it's inbuilt into the observer. So everything that we're seeing is delayed by 3 minutes, but there's no delay on the stream. Just surf units out. Absolutely impossible to deal with high tier units with surfs. The heroes would also make it impossible. Oh my goodness. I do like the fact that we get to see a lot of cavalry out on the field because I love the companion cavalry. But look at their sheer dominance as they just stun lock that cavalry charge out from TRT. Heroes getting caught one by one, choke after choke. Here for the finish, it is just a sea of red as they just push units into the only 2 passageways to get out of the defender's spawn here. Well done, MKT. Good defense on the beginning, but absolutely shattering them on the second wave. I kind of want to do a replay on that Zykeelan militia because it is a very rare occurrence, but it's also very tragic that such a mass like. So what happened is that Zykeelan militia and Siphonarioids, if they die to fire, they explode. And we watched the Zykeelan militia explode. How much time do I have on that points thing? I put those points things on for a very long time, didn't I? Again with this, I don't know how people are getting so many support points. Like, what are they doing to get this many support points? What unit are you using to get 16,000 support points? I mean, like, maybe it's because you're a Poleaxe? Yeah. As you can see, quite even for the beginning one. The second fight, little bit of a downfall. And of course, with two major fights, TRT would probably be completely empty, running on empty, and most of the Surf units were for the finish. Very surprising how many units they probably killed in the last fight, but the losses were quite obvious. Unit advantage in both quality and quantity. Man, that's insanity! I've only ever seen, personally, someone gain like 19,000 support points. I don't even, like, how do you even get that many support points? You'd have to have, like, so many fights. Easy MVP. Don't even need to fight now. Imagine a fighting game. Oh, man. Don't do me like that. I kind of like, supporting. I like shield units, by the way. Supporting others is fun because you feel like you're doing something as you watch, or for me, when I love holding units because they're just holding the line. And when the enemy team tries to push on through, and you're able to hold the line, and you wait, and you're waiting for your allies to make their move. And when they come in, it feels really cool. It feels relieving because of the hard-fought battle of keeping them there. I love it when the game is a struggle, where it's difficult to kill stuff, because it just gives more opportunity for people to reverse things. I don't like touch of death. I don't like getting just absolutely murdered by a spear. I don't like getting completely murdered by a dual blade. I can understand why these playstyles exist and why they kind of need to be that strong. I mean, particularly both the dual blade and the chain dart, their assassin playstyle is the most hated, but also a necessary part of the game. They don't have to exist, but it's just like, it's frustrating that everyone kinda does it. So when you have a class that specializes in doing it, the fact that they are inferior in all other aspects except that, when other classes can kind of do the same thing. I've 100 to 0 people with Maul. I've 100 to 0 people with nearly every single class except Musket and except musket and longbow. I've never 100 to 0 someone as longbow. I barely pulled it off with shortbow, only because the guy was basically letting me hit him. What's fun is Assassin and Spear class is badly designed because you can 100 to 0. That's not what Assassin class should do. They should have different abilities than CC from 100 to 0. What would you suggest, Varnus, though? I like how everyone's just going for MKT after just watching the first battle with MKT demolishing TRT. I shouldn't have put the prediction to be half an hour if it was going to be like that. we might actually see both of the battles before that prediction thing clocks out. How much? Oh. So we have only 3 people voting for MKT. Ba, ba, bum, bum, ba. Wow, why does it feel like 3 minutes takes forever sometimes? Boo boo. Hi, Linus. Linus? Why did I say Linus? Month ago when I joined this Discord, that is when I started playing on Asia server, I announced here that I was looking for a house. At first, you lied to me, saying that the only house that speaks English on Asia 1 is Vanrunes. Then you told me all sorts of lies about it for 1.5 months. I've been playing with Vanrune team. I had previously played on series. I don't need to cry like a baby to prove that I play this game better than those who I am. What? Wait, what? What happened? Who hurt you? Why you do this to me? Seriously, I don't even know anything about houses anymore. I only played in Rising Phoenix, and they stopped playing in Scorpio. Like, Scorpio, I don't even think anyone was playing during Scorpio, but I feel like that was the last time Rising Phoenix ever existed as, like, a house on CB. It's been almost a year now. No, it's definitely been over a year now. There's been other houses that had English speakers, smaller houses. I know Bretonia, I know ECL are like half Korean English speakers. It has super consciousness, Corkish moves, and terrifying damage. What do you mean? I am the epitome of average. Dude, an average player could probably slap my ass. What? When were we half Korean? You mean Navi? What? No. East. Wait, no. Wasn't E. No. You guys, ECL. No. Who was it that merged with Brotherhood then? Never mind. I don't know anything about houses, alright? I remember Azukai wasn't like this when then everything changed. Oh my god. Dude, stop chat GPTing like a story and just shoving it into my chat. report this as a guy. Who's my bet? Obviously, is going to be MKT. If you watch the first battle, they kind of just wrecked TRT. I'm not saying that TRT is weak. I'm just saying that like MKT was just vicious. TRT like puts up a good fight. They just couldn't rotate fast enough in order for the second battle. So they piecemealed their way in to the second battle with MKT just bearing down on them, just eating up their reinforcements alive as they just kind of rocked up one by one. And when they did kind of muster through, they just got completely destroyed. Hi, Leaf Cell. Oh my god, I'm so surprised that you came around. I haven't seen you in ages. Oh, don't fight with Mean's waifu. He's just joking. I know they're trolling. Huh? How many heavies? Yeah, I expected this. I expected the heavies. All the heavies. Being on that... Dude, aren't Thrones and Thing only in a beta? Does that carry through for live? Or did that already release? Oh my god. I mean, like, their shields and all is cool, but they're useless in this scenario. What are they protecting? The cannons just hitting directly into that center line. They're getting pushed to the side, which is really funny. Where's he aiming? All of those mortars just was... I mean... What's probably better is this one. MKT. I mean, that was a brutal push. TRT lost so many units pushing through. Just the mortar landing was insane. I don't even know where the mortars are coming from, but it looks like these two mortars are positioned exactly at the front gate here. Not exactly sure what this line of shield does. It's kind of like a screening thing, but maybe it's to distract ranged units. Confusingly, it's annoying to make. I had to have some help. They still got plenty of tier 5 units. Man, in this position again. Straight on. Where did those ball boys just thrown right into the back line, splitting up the forces already? We have Iron Reapers going to come in through the back. Flamers at the front here, burning up. Cavalry just sweeps in through the left-hand side, but the Phalanx holds. Phalanx in open. Why aren't they braced? Oh, straight on into the Phalanx, but it was a half-half. MKT sweeps it up yet again, but it's just like some of these units are some of the unit control is very strange. Getting cleaned up for a second time. This is going to be a very quick battle. Oh no, we just missed the charge. That was tragic.
A walk in the
Ah,
park.
we don't even get to see the aftermath because that's because of the observer thing. We don't get to see dead bodies.
Death summons you.
Just another day with
Child's
MKT.
play.
Really? Ballboy is just absolutely farming there. Throwing right here as the team moves up. Stretching out their force massively. Not to mention, like, as the cavalry comes through, swung far. You had a couple guys come swinging in shallow, and then you had a couple swinging in far. Where are you going, buddy? Oh, my goodness. Goes for the stab. Gets cleaned up fairly easily. That front line being held by a ISG. Come on, get that phalanx on the front line. Still have the mortars coming out huge for the defenders. We still have plenty of artillery. Wow. Just deep lines of halberdiers right now, and MKT just blowing it as they run units right in. The phalanx is going to be the key right now. Keep the phalanx safe with the Demez Spearmen and the halberdiers. They could take the A point, but whether or not they can push on is another question. Lancelot's ripping through that back line. Very slowly getting taken out. Going to be killed here on the after killing like 2 halberdier units. Oh man, got palace guards here on the field. Could be strong. Braces. Do they use the shield bash? Shield bash could be strong. Does not. Instead, I think the ball boys. Where did the ball boys come from? I saw. Wow. I think a throw from the ball boys on the bridge just massacred that phalanx unit. I thought there was way more phalanx units, and then they just disappeared. "16 seconds left to go. Down to nothing now. Just surf units out for TRT.
As you command.
A walk in the park.
Oh, man. A lot of them actually clocked out 3 times, so even if they got the A point, they had nothing left in the tank. MKT probably still had a little bit left, and it was still a couple of high tier units. They weren't completely empty and down to surf units, but look at the losses, so heavy. Front gate, a little bit of kerfuffling, and then just a little bit of trickle. I think this was the Falconettis just shooting through, and then just getting hard stopped by infantry from the defenders, with the ball boys just absolutely destroying them here. A little bit of a wall win for... Oh, I know, I think they lost on the wall as well. There. Bunch of the heroes just get clocked out here, go for the reset. Slan apparently went outside, I don't know why. Probably with cavalry. And then the second push on the backside. It doesn't even show us just because of how many units just died in the same position. Though they were close. They were close. They almost pushed out. You missed the game. So, who can guess who won? Easy money, yeah. I don't even think you earned that much. I think you just got most of your money back, Flame. CB devs won again. What do you mean? Uh, you do that in my chat, I'ma just hit you with that banhammer. Thank goodness I don't have Twitch chat on the side right now, cause that would have been weird. But does look like VN House. I think VN House won their battle as well. 2-0, so unfortunate for Nomads. We only had one battle go down to a field battle, which was the BOD versus TFA. I kind of feel like I want to go watch the Daiso Fort battles. Rarely we ever see Daiso Fort, if ever, in a CBL setting. I was only 9 years old. I loved. Oh my god! I had all the merchandise and movies. Everyone hates Daiso. Why does everyone hate Daiso? It's a shit map. Really? Why did they even choose it for CBL then? Well, anyway, let me just recap for today and then close up the stream. So, this is day 1 of the APAC CBL 2024. We had SKT versus FNR and TFT versus BOD in the first round. Winning their matches is SKT and BOD, so they will move. So winning their battles, we also had TRT versus MKT and MAD versus VNH, with MKT and VNH winning their battles. So that is the conclusion for today. So I hope everyone stays tuned for the rest of the matches, and I'm very excited to see more matches for the CBL. It's been a long time. It's already there. Okay, Conqueror City, I understand, as a really terrible map. I don't even want to play Conqueror City. Shield of the Capital is okay. La Grande Gloria, it's okay. I honestly don't think it's that bad. Losing every dice roll? What do you mean? When you're defensive and stuff, kind of. La Grande Gloria is... It's about rotation sometimes, but sometimes the defenders just need to commit to a fight. It's not that bad. It's not so heavily attacker favored like some maps. Once you pass the first section of Heilong Fjord, it's completely attacker favored. Like once you pass that first section. Lol. You are goofy for saying Shield of the Capital is good. I think Shield of the Capital is fine. Why does people hate Shield of the Capital? It's not as bad as Conqueror City itself. Why do you think devs chose Angolia? I mean, Angolia is terrible. It's too large a map for only 15v15. Somehow. But yeah. Sun City is a classic map. Again, it's very standard and pretty much super open, so it's a lot of cav. Also, before I end the stream, Is there a next battle? Unfortunately not, that's all. I've already told you guys who won. SKT, BOD, VN House, MKT. They're the winners of their matches for today. We're going to have, so we'll be seeing another set, not tomorrow, but the day after. So on the 1st? No, on the 31st, sorry. On the 31st, there will be TLDR versus LDA, GNG versus YYY in the first round of matches. In the second round of matches, we'll get DOC versus STD, AP versus AHA, and I'm not sure what matches I will be watching, but if you guys got any suggestions, you need to hydrate before going. No, in fact, I don't have very much knowledge on the China mainland teams or where to see them. Well, I don't need a guess. I can just go take a look at what the team name stands for. Ba-bum-ba-bum. Stardust! Also, I did think about this before. They put the D just because like honestly it should have just been SD if they were going with Stardust, because you can shorten Star to STR. Otherwise STD just makes no sense. So they did that on purpose. Alright. I think a lot of people will be interested in GNG versus YYY. I think YYY is one of the stronger teams, but I'm not sure how strong they are. GNG, it's been a while. I think they're also kind of mediocre, but then again, I don't think there's any spectacularly strong teams besides, from what I've seen, SKT and BOD. I think Doc is up there, but probably not as strong as BOD. Oh yes, Ronin. I know it. I know STD in that sense. Alrighty. That is all for today. So thank you, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'm going to try to increase the viewing experience. So if you guys think I shouldn't remove the UI, or I should try to I think I'll try to get into the habit of removing my camera or hiding my camera and stuff when the battle starts, and I want to kind of get a more cinematic view, so removing the UI during heavy battles and activating it again during low times where it's less cinematic and stuff. But don't remove the UI. Okay, all right. I won't remove the UI from now on. But I kind of want to try. I want to try to remove the UI and see how that plays out for like some of the major battles. But if turning off the UI is just removing too much information, yeah, I'll just stop doing that. Oh yeah, I'll try to not do that when the timer reaches a certain point. But yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and that will be all. My name's Zetsukai. Have a nice day. Bye for now.